Hey guys, this is Candle and welcome back to Final Fantasy. So it seems that my microphone is working fine. I had a chance to get some lunch, watch some Star Trek, and now I am back and ready to record some more. Alright, so we just left off. We beat the pirates at Provoca and earned their ship. So now I get to tell you my problem with the ship. It's a sailing ship in a world where the wind has stopped. How is this ship working? I have no idea, but it does. So let's just continue onward then. Alright, so we're still going to be facing off against some privateers and some other sea monsters now that are all weak to lightning-based attacks. So it might be worth using that if we come up against some really aggressive ones, but for now, we're best off just doing straight-up attacks, I believe. Keeping an eye on our health so that nobody goes down. Bum, 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 bum. Now, I believe from this version onward, the privateers, buccaneers, that kind of enemy that we're facing off against here have a low chance to drop a scimitar. I don't think that's in the first version, but it is still available here. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to sail down to the south here, past Cornelia. Ah, we got some Sahagin. There we go, deal with some Sahagin. Actually, you might even make a pit stop in Cornelia if we have enough gil in order to try to get the last of our our level 1 spells that we're missing. But we definitely want to sail past the south, to the south of Cornelia, continue to the west. Our actual goal is to the south, but we want to go to the west for the same reason we went to visit Matoya. An optional, a location that's optional at this point, but gives much needed added context to what we're going to be doing later. Alright, I should probably heal up Carl. And you know what? We're having some trouble with these guys. We'll just go ahead and fire off a bolt spell against one of the Sahagin in the back. There we go. There we go. Much better. Alright. I don't know how much HP these guys have. If we could actually get some good hits in, they wouldn't be too much trouble. Oh, I love the music. Alright. Come on, guys. I know you're missing a lot of your shots because you have low accuracy this early in the game. There we go. If you can just land them, this fight won't take that long. Especially you, Candle, and especially you, Jack. There we go. One left. This will hopefully be the last round. Alright. Got 150 gil. Alright, so we're going to do a brief stop here in Cornelia to get our remaining level 1 spells. Alright, what do you have to say for us? Hi there, handsome. Haven't you gone to the Western Keep? I hear the crown, now in the Marsh Cave, can rebuild the ruined castle. Yeah, we'll get there eventually. That's not where we're heading just yet. Alright, level 1 spell. What do I want to give you? Shield or Blink? Raises own evasion by 80 points. Oh, no. I don't think we want that. I think we'll just do Shield then. There you go. That's your basic Protect spell. And then, if we go over here... Alright, do I want to give you Sleep or Focus? Lowers a foe's evasion by 10 points, puts foes to sleep. I think we'll probably do Sleep. I'm probably almost never going to actually use it. But I just like having the all of the spell slots filled out as much as I can throughout a single playthrough. Alright, now we're also going to go ahead and pop off by... There we go, buy some potions. And... Alright, I think we'll leave it at that. because I want to make sure we have enough money for to stay at the inn and stuff like that. Which is, what, 30 here, I think? And we would have only had 20 if we went ahead and bought an antidote. Alright, yep, it's 30. Alright. And I'm going to take this opportunity and save into a second slot. There we go. Normally when I play by myself, I don't do multiple save slots unless like it's a really difficult game or, you know, I'm doing something special like Final Fantasy X-2. You pretty much need 2 save slots if you want to try to get 100% in one playthrough. Because it's very easy to miss something. But when it comes to recording, I do like to use multiple slots. And since I'm not emulating this on my computer, I can't rely on save slots, separate save slots, you know, save states. So, because that way, if something screws up with this recording, I can fall back on the save from the end of the last recording and basically redo it. You know, redo, what, a couple hours or whatever. I also want to rely on the memo saves while actually playing, rather than, you know, the full save slots. You know, the official save slots. Alright, so if we take a look at our map... Oh, it's start circle. There we go. I was trying to do select circle. So if you take a look at our map... So, you know, this is the sea we're in right now, the Aldean Sea. You can see there's a location here to the south. There's a port to the south we can get to. There's also a port up here to the northwest. That's the one we're heading for a currently optional location. It doesn't really count as a town, per se, in the game, although it kind of is. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I had a massive sneeze. It's kind of a town, but also not, because there's not, like, shops or inns or anything like there, but it's still worth going to. And it gives added context for the stuff we're going to be doing next. You know, some of it at least. It's, like I said, it's optional. You don't have to go here if you don't want. But I think it's worth it for, like, the extra experience from the fights we'll get into, going to and from here, and, you know, other stuff. Alright, so it is still basic monsters. But we are going to get to a little bit more difficult section, and we're not that far away from going to the first proper dungeon of the game. Officially, the Temple of Chaos is the first dungeon, but not really, because there's, like, almost nothing there. But we'll be getting to the first proper dungeon. It was already mentioned, the Marsh Cave. You know, it's got all these different floors and everything. So... But before we get there, we want to go down here. All right. Come on. Oh, Jill. No, I want to heal Jill real quick. She's looking a little worse for wear at 21 out of 55 HP. Alright. We just got 3 wargwolves to take care of. They shouldn't put up too much of a fight. Alright. Oh, that's not good. That is really not good. Alright, you know, let's try the potion. Rather than the spell. Alright, please don't attack Jill, please don't attack Jill, please don't attack... Okay, good. Alright, a little bit worried about that. It's still early enough in the game that I don't want to finish a fight with one of my characters down. Ugh. I also don't want to necessarily use up all of my magic. But I also don't want to use up all of my potions. I kind of want to stock those up a bit. I don't remember if this version of the game includes high potions. I think it does, but I don't remember. I don't know if it uses ethers as well. That might be like purely in later versions beyond this. Those might have been retconned into Final Fantasy 1 through the Game Boy Advance version, which is significantly easier. All right, everybody leveled up. Good. That's what I like to see. All right. Potion. Go ahead and use one on Carl. Get him up a little bit. So yeah, the original version of the game only had potions and antidotes. I don't think they were called that specifically in that translation, but it was potions and antidotes. Oh shit. That's not good. That is really not good. Oh fuck. Carl, no! Run! Oh man. Well, we're right where we were trying to go. So we're gonna get through here. Let's do a memo file. So yeah, this is Mount Duergar. This is the home of the dwarves. Alright. Rally-ho! Yes, they say that all the time. With the crystal eye, even a blind one is able to see everything. But I hear that dark elf Astos stole it from Matoya the witch. Ah, so now we know who stole Matoya's eye. Alright, get some good amounts of gil here. Have you spoken with the smith? Not yet. With the crystal eye, even the blind one... Okay, you say the exact same thing as the other guy. So in here is Smith. How can I forge a sword worthy of leaving its name in history? Perhaps that legendary metal adamantite can? So yeah, this is one of the game's side quests. There's really only two in this game. One about halfway through, and one about 3/4 of the way through, and you can actually complete it. You have to return the adamantite to Smith in order to get arguably the most powerful weapon in the game. There is one that is technically more powerful, but you get it like in the last dungeon right before the second to last boss. Alright, the earth has begun to rot. From the west it comes. Huh? This noise? Oh, Grandpa Nelik's at his rock busting again. So yeah, Nelik. In other translations, he's called Nerik. But if we go down here, go around this way, we'll be able to talk to him. So he's technically to the right, but we're going to go around to the left because it just loops around. And I wanted to show you guys this. So this door is locked with the Mystic Key. So we'll be back here once we have that. Ah, so close to completing the canal, and the darn rock gets in my way. If only I had the nitro powder. Alright, so we're going to need to get the nitro powder at some point so that Nerik can finish his canal, which would then let us leave the Aldean Sea for the greater oceans and the other continents. An armlet can work as an armor. It protects you. Huh? Oh yeah, same as another guy already said. I hear the nitro powder was taken to a castle and is locked away inside a room. So yeah, that's kind of your clue that, hey, find a castle, nitro powder is probably going to be there. There are 3 castles in this game. We've already been to one, and it has stuff locked away by the Mystic Key, so maybe it's there. I'm looking for the Levistone. You see, the Levistone can make anything float in the air. Alright, that would be good to know. Alright, we are going to abuse the memo file and soft reset in order to make our way back to Cornelia without finishing a fight, without always running from combat. Oh, tarantulas, I am worried about them because I'm pretty sure they can poison you. Yeah, we're going to start needing antidotes because we're going to start going up against enemies that can poison us, especially in the next dungeon. All right, flee, 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 flee. Oh, damn, we didn't make it through. Oh, Jill's probably going to get knocked out too. We have enough gil, I'm not too worried, as long as we can make it out of combat with one person still alive. There we go, we made it out. Alrighty. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum, bum, bum. Nope. Run away, run away, run away. It's a shark. Come on, Jack. Ah, damn it. All right, let's try this again. Come on. Seriously? All right, come on, come on, come on. Oh, seriously? What the hell? No, Jill! Aww. What the frickin' hell? I am having a really hard time getting out of combat here. There we go. Now, granted, we did lose Carl. He's at the bottom slot. I think the bottom slot has the best chance of escape outside of, you know, just using the thief. Yeah, I think the thief has a better chance, maybe regardless of wherever he is. Ooh, a bunch of Hagen and a couple gogglers. Gotta watch with the gogglers because they can paralyze you. All right. After dragging Jill and Carl's corpses back to Cornelia, let's get them revived, shall we? Good Sir Priest, please bring my friends back to life. Bring them back from the brink of death, from beyond those pearly gates. All right, there's one. All right, bring back Carl. All right. Now, since we're here, let's probably stock up on some items before we leave. All right, give me, there we go, 7 potions, 4 antidotes, give me 2 sleeping bags. That should be enough. All right, sleeping bags let us, ooh. Oh, it is sleeping bag, tent, cottage, or house? Ooh, because I swear we already had a tent. So yeah, sleeping bags restore a little HP to the party, but they work like tents. So sleeping bags restore a little, tents restore a lot, and then cottages restore the full amount, I believe. But they're only usable on the world map, you know, on the overworld. But they do also let you save your game. You know, it's basically a mobile inn, except not as effective as an actual inn. All right, let's go ahead and heal and save. Do 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 do. All right, save. Alrighty. I gotta check something real quick. I'm glad for wireless controllers and a wireless headset. Makes it so much easier to get up and check things. All right, I just had this blank where I was like, am I recording or not? So I just had to make sure that we're actually recording, and we are, so we are good. All right. So now from Cornelia, we can sail almost directly south and slightly west. All right, so here we find another town with a castle. All right, wolf. Wolf, wolf, wolf. Deal with these 4 wolves. Candle can one-shot them now. He's got over 100 HP. 2. So that is good to know. All right, we still only have level 1 magic. We don't have any level 2. We'd have to go back to Provoca for that. And we don't have the guild for it anyway, so I'm like not even bothering right now. There we go. All right. So, welcome. As it loads up, welcome to Elfheim, land of the elves. Please help our prince. I will definitely try that. But first, what do you got in your weapon shop? Anything worth grabbing? Anything we have money for? A dagger, but I'm going to hold off on that because we can get one in the next dungeon. A crosshair, but I don't think that's a good enough upgrade for Candle. Saber would be good. Mithril sword would be definitely good, but we don't have enough money for either of those. So we will go without for now. And so here we have Black Magic Shop. This is the level 3 Black Magic. See how much more expensive it's getting. But we have our second tier elemental spells are starting off here. Fire 2, Bolt 2. It says it inflicts, 30 to 120 damage of its respective element. It's also a multi-target spell. It targets all enemies, not just one. And then they're also Blind and Focus 2. You could do either one of these, doesn't really matter, but Fire 2 and Bolt 2 are a must for red mages and black mages. You'll see they also mention the ninja. That is what the thief eventually evolves into, which is like the only good reason to get a thief, but we're not playing with one, so we don't care about that. Rip. Rip. May Link rest in peace. So this is a nod to The Legend of Zelda, which came out 2 years before this game originally came out in Japan. I think Zelda was 85 in Japan, 86 in North America. Might have been 87 in North America, I don't remember. But the Final Fantasy 1 was 87 in Japan. Well, when Nintendo of America localized, when they translated Final Fantasy 1, they actually changed this to Here Lies Erdrick, which is a reference to the main character of Dragon Quest. To the hero from Dragon Quest 1. And it was kind of a stupid change because this is an area of elves, and elf is always very elfin in appearance. Or Link is always very elfin in appearance. Anyways, here we have our level 3 white spells. Cure 2 is always a must for red mages and white mages. You'll notice it also mentions the red and white wizard. That's what they evolve into. Same with the black going to a black wizard. And the knight. The knight is what the warrior or fighter evolves into. And so he starts to learn low-level white magic, just like the ninja learns low-level black magic. The monk doesn't get any magic at all. Ever. Anyways. Dia 2 is also useful against undead enemies. Null Fire is a must. And then Heal 1 is very useful because it's a multi-target healing spell. It's basically the equivalent of like Cure 1, but for like all allies at once, the entire party at once. Whereas the Cure spells are only specific to one person. So it's always kind of a toss-up. Do you want Dia 2 or Heal 1? Either way, we can't afford it right now. But let's instead continue to explore this town. No one knows where Astos, the king of dark elves, is gone. I know where he is. I played this game so many times before. But yeah, nobody knows. Once when I was traveling, I wandered into an ancient castle, but no one was there, so I ran off from that spooky place. So that would be the Western Keep we've already heard mention of. If the prince does not awaken, there will be no Elf King, and the evil force of dark elves will conquer us all. Hey, buddy, you're blocking me in. Okay, that's not where I wanted to go, but I'll take it. There's our item shop. Armor and weapons made with mithril silver are strong and powerful. Yes, indeed they are. What about you over here? Our prince was supposed to be chosen to become the Elf King, but now this. Yeah, he's locked in a coma. So you'll notice there's a second white magic shop here. So that is our level 4 spells, where we have Asuna, which cures poison. Fear drives away foes in Terra. Null Ice reduces ice damage by 50%. And Vox, which cures mute, which is very, somewhat useful. You don't run into silence that often in this game, though. And it kind of sucks because only your white mages and eventually a red wizard could learn it. But your red wizard probably already has their level 4 spells all filled out by then. And your white wizard, you're going to want Null Ice and Asuna. And if your white wizard gets silenced, then you can't use it at all. Alright, instead, let's go over here. I'm a prophet. The vision will come to me eventually. I shall wait in meditation until then. So over here we also have the second black magic shop, where the level 4 spells are. Sleep 2 works much the same as Sleep 1, except Sleep 1 affects the entire enemy party. Sleep 2 only affects 1, but I think it does have a stronger chance of winning. Haste is very useful, doubles the frequency of an ally's attacks. It does not actually give you more turns. Basically what it does is it doubles the amount of hits you make during your turn with a physical attack. Muddle confuses foes into turning on each other, that could be somewhat useful, but definitely Ice 2 is a must. So Ice 2 and Haste are a must, and then it's a toss-up between Sleep 2 and Muddle. But of course, we can't afford any of that right now. Alright, so we go down here. We've got the armor shop. And in here we have a steel plate, which is more than we can afford. Copper armor, it's more than we can afford. Iron shield might be worth it. But we also have leather caps and a helmet. I think, based on looking at my guide and seeing the loot we're going to pick up in the next dungeon, I think what we might do is just get 2 leather caps, and that's it. I would love to get the helmet as well, but we can't afford it. You know, we're not in a place where we can sell equipment off. I mean, technically we are, but what I mean is, like, we don't have extra equipment to sell off right now. We're going to pop the cap on you and you, because Candle has the shield, and we want him to upgrade to that helmet as soon as he can. Alright, in turn, what do you have to say? I'm a prophet. The vision will come to me eventually. Also, wait in meditation until then. So remember those 2 NPCs, because they're actually very useful later on. Not a lot of people realize how. And for the longest time, I didn't realize how they were useful either. So yeah, no need for our help. Alright. So let's go ahead and stop at the inn. Just to make sure we're fully... Oh, I don't have enough. Fuck, I forgot it costs so much more here. I was going to say to make sure that we are fully healed, we're going to have to wait for a battle. At least one battle. Just keep relying on those memo saves. Alright. We're pretty much full. You know, we're pretty much healed up. Yeah, Candle's a little hurt, Jill's a little hurt, but we're close enough. We're good. We're fine. Alright, but let's explore this castle. Where the elves live. The Elven Castle. Astos' curse has plunged our prince into a deep sleep, and nothing seems to wake him from it. Alright, you say the exact same thing. Astos stormed in one day, cast a curse on our prince, and emptied all of the castle's treasure vaults. Well, not quite all of them. I'll tell you what, show you what I mean in a minute. Oh, I can't. There we go. So yeah, this guy's asleep, fast asleep. Astos cast a curse on our prince 5 years ago, causing him to fall into a deep slumber. What can lift this curse? I don't know, but we're going to have to find a way somehow. There's a cave on the western edge of the Aldean Sea where dwarves dwell. A great bunch they are. Yep, we've already been there. Alright, so just like Cornelia Castle, there is a section of this castle you cannot access from the main area. So what you want to do is go out here. Oh, not go too far. Loading times, man. Gotta wait for the game to load back up. We are running it from a disk. So you want to hug the wall here, because if you go too far, you pop outside the map and go around this way, where we find a door locked with the mystic key. So Astos was not able to get in here. This room is locked with the mystic key. Yes, I already know that. Alright, so now it is time to explore. Now our goal, if we take a look at our map here, where we actually need to go is right down here-ish. But where we're going to go is up here instead. You don't have to go there. It's kind of like Matoya's Cave and the Dwarven Cavern. You don't have to go there right now, but you will later. So it definitely adds to the context going there first. Alright. Dealing with some ghasts here that can paralyze us. You know what? Let's go ahead and cast a Dia spell. That should take care of them. Yeah, all but one. Alright. Because we're probably going to head back to Elfheim to restock and heal up before actually tackling the next dungeon. But again, it's always good to get extra experience just by exploring. So that's kind of what we're doing. It's just we're not aimlessly wandering because I already know this game really, really well. In fact, the only reason I have a guide out and open is so that I don't miss out on treasure chests. Because the dungeon maps are like the one thing about this game I don't know perfectly well. I know my way roughly around most of them, but, you know, there's always the chance you could end up missing something, and I don't want that to happen. Alright. Deal with this last Giga Swarm and then the Ogre, and we will be good to go. Alright, come on. Alright. Gotta take him out. Alright. Got a good amount of gil for that, too. We'll be able to get our level 2 spells in no time. My phone's going off. It says potential spam, and it is not a number I recognize. Oh no, we've been poisoned. Unlike paralysis, poison lasts after combat. However, it's also not something you typically want to try to deal with in combat. Because pretty much all the monsters that can poison you have a high chance to do so. So if you heal it in combat, chances are you're probably going to end up poisoning again before the fight's over. So it's always better to try to deal with it outside of combat. But it kind of drains your HP, you know, after each turn in combat. So you do have to be careful. But that's why I wanted to get, seriously, one tile. One freaking tile we stepped, and we got another Cobra. Oh, man. That flash there, that was a critical strike. I completely forgot what I was saying before we got pulled into this fight. That's one of the bad things about random encounters. It sometimes is truly random. You know, you could go, 20, 30 tiles without encountering a single monster, and you could end up, like, encountering 5 every time you take a single step. No, an ambush! Oh, and it's a tough fight, too. Well, not necessarily tough, just, long. I think we will go ahead and do... But you know what? Let's try sleep. Let's try a sleep. Now, if I remember correctly, they don't always go to sleep, and when they do, they tend to wake up pretty fast, at least on the NES version. Okay, so we got 2 taken care of. So if we can not wake them up, alright, we will focus on the Ogre. Oh no, one of them woke up. Shit. Okay, focus on that Giga Swarm then. I'm gonna have to heal soon. See, that sleep only lasted for 1 turn on that Giga Swarm. Alright, I have to heal Candle on this next turn. Nope, wrong one. Alright, screw it, let's do a fire one. Just try to get this quicker. Alright, please don't redirect to the Giga Swarm. Please don't redirect to the Giga Swarm. Go after the Ogre. Candle almost got knocked out, though. Alright, the Giga Swarm is... Oh, he's no longer asleep. Damn it. Alright, go ahead and heal Candle. Alright, take out the Giga Swarm. There we go, good. So that just leaves the Ogre. Alright. Good. Okay. 96 experience, 240 gil. Alright, let's go ahead and heal Candle a little bit. Just pop off 1 potion. Alright. Oh, we're almost there. What do we got? Oh, a warg wolf and a bunch of regular wolves. Okay, no problem. As long as we're actually hitting. DLC's coming on. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. Alright. Much better. Alright, let's deal with this warg wolf. Come on. Oof, ow. Alright. Oh, seriously, come on. Come on! Ugh. Alright, Jill's looking a little worse for wear. Let's go ahead and use up our last level 1 spell from her to heal. Ooh. Good choice to heal. Good choice to heal. Alright, there we go. Just gotta deal with this wolf now. Good old Wolfie. Perfect. Alright. So here we are. This is the 3rd castle in the game. A ruined castle known as the Western Keep. Key! So yeah, there's a whole bunch of bats through here. And an old king. Astos has taken all that belonged to this castle. Please go to the cave in the southern marsh and find the crown. Only the crown can restore this castle. Basically, that would let the king rally people around him. So you might notice there's another room down there with treasure in it. However, if we try to go there... The door is locked with the Mystic Key. So we're encountering a whole bunch of places locked with the Mystic Key. So we better find that soon. And we already know who has it. It's the Elven Prince. But he's in a coma. We need to wake him up. So the only way to do that is to deal with Astos. So we got to find him first. Alright, let's go ahead and save with the memo file. And we're going to head back to Elfheim to heal up. And restock and resupply. Okay, bunch of cobras. Should be able to do this okay. I think you get some good hits in. Thank you. Okay, no poison so far. Good. Good. All right. Good. Perfect. Made it through. Got 100 gil for our trouble. I'm hoping we can maybe get some level 3 spells too. Can we use level 3? Does not look like it. We can't use level 3 just yet. How far are we away from our next level ups? 110, so we're not that far away. If we can get a level 3 spell and be able to use it, there's a really good early grinding spot. Alright, a bunch of warg wolves. Alright, let's go ahead and use a potion on Carl. Good. Only one left to deal with. Alright, not too bad. Yeah, I'm not saying we need to grind yet, but chances are we will have to soon. Because the Marsh Cave can be a bit tough. You know, the Marsh Cave can be pretty tough, especially the lower levels. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to visit like Matoya's Cave and the Dwarven Cavern and the Western Keep first. Because by going to and from those places, we get into more fights, and then we get more experience because of it. Alright, we have to be very careful here right now. Let's go ahead and use a potion. And a potion. Because if Jack goes down and we accidentally take that ogre out... Alright, we're good. I think we're good. Alright, the extra potion from Carl is just, extra insurance. So yeah, all the extra experience kind of helps out a bit. The way this game is designed, you don't necessarily have to grind. Even on the NES, you don't really have to grind. As long as you're like doing proper exploring, getting like all the loot and everything like that. You'll usually get into enough fights that as long as you're not really running away from most of them, you'll get enough experience to follow through. However, like I said, there is a bit of a difficulty spike at the Marsh Cave. So we may end up needing to grind there, and then the boss immediately after the Marsh Cave too. Alright, you know what? We are going to keep you as is. You have no more magic, so you are going to go ahead and do that. And you, let's go ahead, let's try putting them to sleep. That could give us a couple extra turns of, not having to deal with all this piecemeal damage. Because 7 monsters is a high amount. The game max is out at 9. The way the engine is, there's a maximum of 9 monsters per fight. Oh, did I just wake you up? I did not. Alright, but we're going to take care of that guy first. Because that's the only one currently awake. Alright, we just woke up the Warg Wolf. Alright. Oh, there's another one that's awake too. I'll target you next. Alright, good. Ooh, ow. There we go, good, good, good. Now, pretty much everybody, except maybe Carl. Yeah, Carl's the one who can't one-shot the enemies now. Carl, the Black Mages, they're not built for melee damage. They're really built for spells. But the spell system is so restrictive in this game that it's generally not worth it to waste them on regular enemies, for the most part. Unless you end up in a really tough fight. Either way, we got our level there. We got our level up. So now... not our red mage, but our white and black mages have... They can't use it yet, because they don't know any level 3 spells, but they have a possible 1 charge for a level 3 spell. So they can't use it yet, because they don't have any level 3 spells. They need to save it and heal it and in, to make it worthwhile. But for now... Alright, let's go ahead and use a potion on you. And you, let's go ahead and use a sleep. Because that worked pretty well the last time around. There we go. All but the one. All but the one wolf. In the upper corner. Interesting. Oh, and that's the one Candle immediately went to. Awesome. Alright. Well, let's just pound on the Warg Wolf then. We can take it out this turn. Good. Oh, you attacked the wrong one. We're fine, though. We're fine. This fight's over. Pretty much. If people can actually hit their targets. Alright, last wolf is asleep. Well, not anymore, but it's also dead now, too. So, that's no longer an issue. Alright. Ooh. Another fight. We're getting so close to town. So close to town. Got some goblin guards to deal with. They're not going to put up too much of a fight. Come on, come on, come on. Boom, boom, boom. Alrighty. There we go. Perfect. Oh, goody goody. I just got an email from Amazon saying that my copy of Resident Evil Requiem should be here on the 27th, which is launch day. That is always good to see. I wasn't sure about that because I only pre-ordered it in the last week because I was... New releases, I try to get it like Best Buy or Walmart locally now because I want to be able to play them as soon as possible rather than sitting and waiting for the mailman to show up. But I've got vacation coming up at the end of February, beginning of March, which is perfect timing for me. Plus, the last couple times I tried getting games at Best Buy or Walmart, you know, on day of release or even soon after, they haven't had them. Like, I have not picked up Dragon Quest VII Reimagined yet. I really want to. Oh shit, candle is not looking good. But I really want Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, and I haven't gotten it yet because last time I went to Best Buy and Walmart, it wasn't there. GameStop didn't even seem to have any either. All right, we're going to go ahead and use a potion, and you are going to use a potion as well. If the candle goes down, we're fucked. There we go. We should be good now. I say should be. But it looks like that second potion was very useful indeed. Oh shit, not you too, Jill. I'm running out of potions. I only have 2 left. Do I want to? We're so close to town. Alright, there goes the Gigas Worm. 1 left. Fuck. Oh, we're so close to town. Now we have to abandon this fight. Like, literally, town is in sight. Ugh. We could try to make it all the way back to Cornelia. It's cheaper. Oh. You know what? I think we might do that. Go to Cornelia and then Provoca to get our level 2 spells. At least some of them. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. No. No, we're not going to do that. Because we don't have enough money for most of the level 2 spells, so it's not really worth it to go back to Provoca now. It sucks that I have just enough money for a level 3 spell. But we don't have the money to go to the inn afterwards either, so... Alright, we'll go ahead and revive Jill. Yeah, 200 gil to do it at Elfheim. 200 gil! Seriously, what the fuck? That is way too expensive. Alright. Well, we're here. Let's go ahead and stock up on items. And maybe get some other things as well. We need to make sure we keep some money for the inn. Alright, go ahead and restock you. Restock you. Tent, cottage, cannot afford that. Gold needle, we don't need that just yet either. So I think we're good to go on items. So let's go back to armor. Is there anything worth getting here? That helmet. I remember we wanted the helmet. The iron shield as well. Do we get an iron shield anywhere soon? Not in the next dungeon. Okay. So we'll go ahead and buy the iron shield. We'll buy the helmet. That is it. Alright, go to equipment, optimize. And now we can sell off our leather shield. Which is not worth that much. Yeah, it's only worth 7 gil, so we'll go ahead and take that. Alright. So over here, weapons. I don't think I can really afford much in the way of weapons. I could buy a saber, but we don't really have the money for that. Because if we do that, we won't be able to stay at the inn. We need to stay at the inn. So let's go up here. Alright. Go ahead and stay at the inn and save. Alright, go ahead and save. There we go. Okay. Now I think we're ready to go at least attempt the Marsh Cave. I don't know how far into it we're going to get, but we're going to try it. And that's something to remember about this game, is the way a lot of the dungeons are designed, they're designed for multiple trips. So don't be afraid to backtrack all the way back to town if you're having a hard time in one of the dungeons. Go back to town, heal up, restock, and then try it again. You know, chances are with the fights to and from, you'll get more experience, and you'll be a little bit stronger the next time you try it. But for now, at least, we need to keep trying. Try to see if we can even make it to the Marsh Cave. You know, if we can make it to the Marsh Cave, preferably without using any spells, then I think we'll be okay. To at least get half of it done? Maybe a little bit more? I don't know. We're going to end up having to rely on potions for healing, because I don't want to use our spells too much right now. Oh, shit! Jill and Carl got flipped somehow. How did you... Oh, I remember. I didn't even think about it. This version... Oh, they don't do this for every version, I don't think. But this version still drops... Whenever you finish a fight with a character in the upper 3 slots knocked out, they get dropped to the bottom of the formation. You know, your characters all get shifted upward. Which sucks sometimes. There we go. We got them back in the proper order now. Handle, Jack, Jill, and Carl. Oh, poor Carl. That damn ogre. That leather cap really doesn't help too much, does it? Come on. There we go. Not too bad. Come on. Good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright, so this is a trap down here. Don't go in there. That's just an empty, a dead end. A dead end pass. You know, just an empty little valley. One regular wolf, the rest are warg wolves. Oof. That's not great. Oh, Jill's not looking too hot now either. We don't want to run away unless we have to. We want this fight. Ooh, okay. Carl's okay. Carl's okay. I think we're going to go ahead and use a potion, though. There we go. Good, good, good. Alright. Carl's going to use another potion, this time on Jill. Jill hits a little bit harder, so I kind of wanted to keep her on the main attack run. You know, Carl is like almost useless. He's going to be getting an upgrade, you know, a better weapon soon. But he's mostly kind of useless this early in the game. You know, he doesn't know enough spells, doesn't have enough spell charges, and that's all he's really good at is casting magic. Ooh, Jill, no. Alright. We're still a ways away, so I think we're going to go ahead and use a potion on Jill. Alright, now we want to circle around here and head south. Oh, it's an ambush of goblin guards. Well, they're weak. Unless your name is Carl. Seriously, what the frickin' hell? I don't want to use too many potions. I also don't want to use our sleeping bag this early. I want to wait until we're like right to the Marsh Cave and then use it. And then maybe use our second one when we get out of there. Come on, come on. Good. Perfect. All right. All right. Wolves and warg wolves. Not too much trouble. At least they shouldn't be. Come on. Jill's not looking so hot. All right, one less wolf to worry about. Now we got these warg wolves. All right, go ahead and use another potion for Jill. All right. Come on. Oh, Carl. No, man, no. Oh, come on. No. Oh, so close. So close. There we go. I'm a little bit worried about Carl. A little bit worried about Carl. There's only one more wolf left. We can do this. We can push through. Alright, good. Now we're almost where we're trying to go. Yeah, see that little hole down there? That's where we want to go. Ah! Another fight. Oh, it's a bunch of ghasts. No! Oh, damn. Okay. Let's use a Dia. And then a potion. Okay. So I'm a little bit worried about getting paralyzed and stun locked. Oh, one left. Well, not anymore. Alright, good. Good. Alright. So what we want to do here, let's go ahead and use a potion on Carl, because I'm worried that the sleeping bag's not going to heal enough. But we'll go ahead and use the sleeping bag. There we go. We will save. There we go.